Welcome to Flow. Let's get started. Today we'll start off in a kneeling position. Bring one hand to your belly, bring one hand to your heart. Take a moment to close your eyes and bring your focus and awareness to the breath underneath your hands. The expansion of your ribs and your belly with every inhale, and with every exhale, the deflation of your torso. Allow your shoulders to relax. Feel the sides and the back of your neck nice and long. Feel your butt bones rooted against your heels. Take one more big breath and slowly release your hands. Bring your arms up overhead and interlace your fingers and rotate your palms so they're facing up towards the ceiling. And start to take some little circles with your arms here. I call this shoulder churning. So you're just taking an opportunity to get a nice bit of movement into your upper torso, into your spine, obviously into your shoulders. We'll take 3 or 4 circles in one direction and then go ahead and move this around the opposite direction. Just finding some light, easy movement to awaken through the upper spine. Take one more round. Come through center and bring yourself to a tabletop all fours position and start to move through cat and cow. So you'll arch your spine and then round through your spine. And you can take just the regular cat and cow, or you can add on anything, maybe circular motion into your hips or your shoulders or your head. You can start to build this as well. Sometimes I like to bend through the elbows. Now, optional here, to flip your fingers around to get a little bit of stretch into the wrist and the forearms, and then take a cat-cow with your wrists flipped around and notice how that may feel different. You're gonna feel a bit more of an opening into your wrists and your forearms. Now your breath does not have to match exactly, but just make sure that you are breathing. We'll take one more round here and then flip your fingers back around. Extend your right leg long behind you, swivel your left ankle, and come into a modified side plank. So your right arm will reach over your right ear. Now you can pop your left toes up if you need a little bit more support. Take this long stretch all along the right side of your body, then bring yourself up and come the other way. So the right arm comes down to your right shin and your left arm can come up and over. And we'll take this again. So your left arm will come down, right arm will come up and over. Just taking a moment to focus on the opening of the side bodies and move through it again. Switch right arm down, left arm up and over. And then one more time, left arm down, right arm up and over your ear. And then switch. Now this time, bring yourself up through center and bend your right knee. Kind of pull your right heel a little closer in. Again, you can pop your left toes if that makes this a little more accessible. Send your hips down. So this is a pretty big opener into the right inner thigh. Now reach your right fingertips in front of your right big toes and then reach your left arm over your left ear. So you may be feeling a lot here. You may be feeling a nice stretch into the right inner thigh and hip, but additionally a nice opening into the left side body, maybe even into the left lower back. Slowly come out of this one more time. Extend your right leg. This time push your hips forwards and really reach your right fingertips backwards so you're getting a bit more opening into the front of your hips. Almost like you're trying to push your hips forward and away from you. And then slowly bring yourself back to your tabletop position. We're gonna set all of that up on the opposite side. So extend your left leg, swivel your right ankle. Again, take the option to pop your right toes if that feels more accessible. And then reach your left arm over your left ear. Your right arm is plugged down into the ground. And really plug your left foot into the mat as well. Now bring yourself up and switch this around. So your left hand will come to your left shin and your right arm will come over to your right ear. And we'll move through these two postures. So right arm comes down, left arm up and over. Feel that nice long opening. And then switch, left arm comes down, right arm up and over. And let's take that one more time. Just emphasizing the length through both sides of your body. feeling a bit of flowy movement into your stretching. And then from here, you'll rotate your left heel and pull your left foot in towards your right knee and send your hips back. So again, you can pop your right toes under if that feels more attainable. Reach your left fingertips in front of your left toes. Reach your right arm over your right ear. And now try to spin your heart space open to the ceiling. So you may be feeling a few sensations here, opening into the left inner thigh. And then move out of it, extend your left leg, and this time push your hips forwards as your left arm trails back behind you. So you're actively pushing the hips forward as you're pushing your left foot into the ground. Take a few more moments here just to get nice and open into the front of your left hips. And then revolve yourself back to tabletop, flip your toes under, find downward facing dog. Lift your right leg up and step it between your hands so you're in a low lunge position. Now bring your left foot a little further back behind you, rotate your foot, and then move into a warrior two position. Now I'm gonna say for this warrior two position, keep your hands on your hips for a moment because we're actually gonna be here for quite some time. So try to find a nice deep bend in your left knee, and I want you to cycle through two sensations. As you inhale, think of finding a nice lift through your waist and your torso, and as you exhale, take a bit of a deeper bend into your right knee. So things are gonna start to get a little bit spicy into your right hip and right quad, and that's the point. We're trying to stay here for a bit of time, so just try to stay with it, mind over matter. And then extend your arms, flip your front right palm, and reverse your warrior. Tip your body up and back. So your right knee is still tracking forward, you're nice and low. And then from here, bring your right hand in front of your right foot. Reach your left arm up and over your left ear. Now, if bringing your right hand down is not quite accessible, you can bring your right elbow onto your right knee. And this is going to access a bit deeper into your right inner thigh and your right hip. Breathe into the length that you can create through both sides of your waist. Now straighten through your front knee and find a reverse triangle so you're really pushing into your right big toe. Continue this movement all the way back and around so you're swiveling yourself into a wide-legged forward fold. So all of your toes are pointing the same direction, and just give yourself a moment here. You can take any movement into your hips that might feel good. I'm going to start to move into some side-to-side lunges. So you can bend into one knee and then just alternate bending into the opposite knee. And then just start to take that nice and gentle. Let your head be heavy. Feel free to linger on either side a bit longer. And take a couple more here, once each side. And now bring yourself back to center. Take a few big breaths in center. Feel free to bend your knees as much as you need to. Let your head drop. Rotate yourself back to a low lunge to your right foot. Step your right foot back to your left foot, high plank just a moment, and then push your hips up. Downward facing dog. We'll take all of that on the second side. Lift your left leg. Step your left foot between your hands and rotate your right ankle. Open yourself up to a warrior two. Bring your hands to your hips. We're going to pause here for just a moment. So what I want you to think of energetically is with your inhale, you feel your waist and your spine lengthen. And on your exhale, bend a bit deeper into your front left knee. This is meant to challenge you quite a bit, to find a bit of muscular stability here. Additionally, imagine that you could squeeze your feet together without actually moving the feet. And that's going to activate through the inner thighs as well. Try to stick with it, mind over matter. You know it will be over soon. Keep thinking of those energetic cues. Now extend your arms and find a reverse warrior. So your left arm will come over your left ear. Keep your left knee charging forward. Find that nice length all along the left side of your torso. And then bring your left hand down, reach your right arm up and over. Now, two options. The left hand could be on the mat as I'm demonstrating, or you can bring your left elbow to your left knee. That's a little more accessible. Find this nice long length through both sides of your waist. Take big breaths in. And then bring yourself all the way up again. This time straighten through your front right knee. Reverse your triangle. Tip yourself up and back. Push your left big toe into the mat. And then keep this moving around so you swirl around into a wide-legged forward fold. All of your toes will be pointing the same direction. And give yourself a moment here. You can opt to just stay in the center, or again, you can come into these side-to-side lunges by bending into one knee and then the opposite knee. This is going to target a little bit deeper into the inner thighs. We've done a bit of inner thigh work today. This is a bit more of a passive stretch. And we'll take about one more time each side. And then move over to your left foot, back into your low lunge. Step your left foot back to meet your right in your high plank, and push yourself up to your downward facing dog. From downward facing dog, walk your feet up towards your fingers, and then take a moment in a little ragdoll pose and roll your body up to stand. We're going to come into a wide sumo squat position, or what you may know as a second position. Bring your feet nice and wide, heels in, toes out. Bend your knees and send your hips down. And then from here, we'll start off with a little shoulder chest opener. Dip your right shoulder forwards, and then switch this up. Dip your left shoulder forwards, all the while actively pushing into your knees, your thighs, to encourage a bit more stretch and opening into the inner thigh and the groin. Take one more time each side. We're gonna move into something a little more active. Bring your left forearm down onto your left thigh. Reach your right arm up overhead. Try to spin your heart open to the ceiling. And now bring your right arm all the way down and switch. Right arm down, left arm up. Really push your forearm into your thigh. And as you're taking this, I know you're starting to feel a bit of activation. Try to stay low in your hips. Stay low in the sumo squat. And then really emphasize the stretch through your side body and push your forearm into your thigh. One last one here. Bring yourself through center and hold about 3 seconds, hands to prayer. 3, 2, 1. Stand up. Find that moment of relief. Rotate your toes, wide-legged forward fold. And then from here, we're gonna come all the way down to the ground, all the way down to a seat, a cross-legged seat. Bring your hands to rest on your knees or your thighs. Allow your eyes to close or find a soft gaze, and we'll end our session here today. Notice any differences you may feel, especially in the hips. We were very active in the hips today, but found some nice opening as well. Give yourself the gift of a few more moments of stillness and silence with breath. Thank you for joining us, and that's your flow.